Good morning. Good morning. Welcome. My name is Erica. I go by From Me to You Paper Crafts. Oops, sorry about that. My name is Erica. I turned down my volume the wrong way. Yes, my name is Erica from Me to You Paper Crafts. That's where you'll find me on all social media. Welcome. Each Monday morning, I come to you at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time to do a project of some kind. Thursday nights, I come live at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time to do what I call Case the Caddy. So I take a project from the catalog and reproduce it for you, giving you measurements, etc. But Monday mornings, it's just whatever I feel like doing. So currently, I am running a series where I am using templates from our annual catalog. Yeah, Stampin Up decided to put a series of templates in the catalog, annual catalog, just to help beginners perhaps, or anybody who just needs a bit of inspiration on how to set up a card. Basically, what design do I want to do? So the templates are really handy. So I started it last Monday, and I'm going to continue on until all the templates are done. So I'll be using all the templates in the annual catalog, and we're using a variety of different products that we have available for you to purchase. So that's where we are. So today is template number 2, and I'm just going to run to my computer. It just finished printing now to pick up template number 2 so that you can see it. So I'll be right back. So there you go. So if you want to see the card that I made last week for template number 1, you can go to my videos on my Facebook page and you'll find them there. So I'm going to switch my camera down now to my desktop so that you can see what I am doing. There we go. All right, so let me just move my keyboard out of the way. Here we go. So this is template number 2. This is a really simple template. It's basically a card base with one layer on top, which measures 5 by 3 3/4. And then you have a focal point. Now they give you a measurement in case you wanted to just cut a piece of paper. This is going to be typically a centimeter. So you can cut it 1 3/4 by 2 3/4. Or you can use some kind of either a tag punch, or you can use a die from the set. So today's set does have a really nice tag that we can put it together with. Okay, so I'm going to show you that. So the suite of products that I've decided to use today is this absolutely stunning suite of products from our new holiday mini catalog. The suite is called Regal Winter. And I'll just show you all of the products that are in here. But here you can see some beautiful design. So Thursday night for Case the Caddy, I will be reproducing one of these cards here. So on the Monday, I use a stamp set and I carry it forward through to the Thursday night. So I'll be making one of these projects on Thursday night, Case the Caddy. But today I am just making up my own using a design. Now the designs, if you want to know where they are, the layouts, if you pull out the annual catalog, and if you're a Canadian and you don't yet have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, I'd be happy to help you out. You just have to send me a private message, or you can go to my blog, ericaedney.com, and find out all my contact information. But these templates can be found on page 22. They're right here, okay? So last week I did template number 1. This is template number 2. And I'm going to be doing all of the templates here for every Monday. So it should be really fun to do that. And as we go, you can look in the catalog and take a screenshot of those different templates. And you could create a little library of templates if you want. All right, so this Regal Winter Suite of products, it has this absolutely gorgeous paper. I'm going to show you the paper. The stamp set is called Regal Flora. and it is what we call a distinctive stamp set. So distinctive stamp sets are typically made out of our red rubber versus the clear stamps, which are made out of photopolymer. But red rubber gives more intricate cutting capability. So Stampin' Up! Can cut very intricate designs on the red rubber. And so if it's a distinctive stamp, they're going to use the red rubber, okay? And it's got so some beautiful floral images. It's got a little bit of a background stamp here, and it has wishing I were there to give you a hug, sending love your way, thanks and missing you. So it could be for somebody who's ill. It could be a sympathy card. Anytime you want to send somebody just a little extra love. You've got missing you and thanks as well, which you can do for a card. So really nice stamp set with good greetings. Okay. And then we've got a set of dies. So I just wanted to show you these dies here. So the dies are here. So this is what I mean about this stamp set comes with a really nice greeting die. And I thought this was one die cut with this interesting stitching effect on here. But actually, when you die cut it, you end up with two pieces. You get this outline piece, and then you get this inside piece. So you could cut this from two different colors of cardstock and then mix and match. So the white could be for the greeting, and whatever color you choose could be for the background. So that's really kind of a cool effect there. So that's that die. And then there's this die here, which actually creates, I think it's kind of like a floral background. So you could maybe cut this out of a green color and then build your flowers on top of this. The other thing you could do is just, just add this to your card on its own on a colored background, which would be really pretty. Okay, and the rest of the dies cut out the stamps. Okay, so those are the dies. It also comes with a beautiful set of embellishments. They've got gold specks in them. So you've got 4 colors: Shaded Spruce, Berry Burst, Night of Navy, and Blackberry Bliss. So they coordinate with the paper beautifully. And then you can also order the ribbon. Now, when I talk about a suite of products, often Stampin' Up! Creates all the products so that they coordinate together, and you can make a ton of different projects with it, because you've got ribbon that you could use for gift bags or on your card. You've got embellishments to add that little extra touch. You've got the paper. And then it also came with an extra pack of paper. These are called these are called Regal Distressed Patterns, and I'll show that paper pack to you. Both packs are both 12 by 12. So you've got lots of product to do lots of things with. All right, so that's all the products in the suite. So let me just close this up, and I want to show you now the papers. Okay, the papers are absolutely stunning. I always look at papers and I think of creating gift bags as well. So these are the papers. Let me take these out of the paper here. I've already cut up one piece for our card today. So you've got this beautiful, now this was an interesting paper pack, because typically Stampin' Up! Creates they create multiple patterns, and then they give you 2 sheets of each. But in this case, we ended up with 3 sheets of this beautiful floral, but with different colored backgrounds. Okay, so for example, this, and I've cut this sheet down. So this is one pattern, and on the back, you've got the blues. Okay, they repeated the pattern again on this sheet. It's the exact same pattern, but they've given you this beautiful, I think it's a cherry cobbler color on the back. Okay. Then you've got, this is a very interesting pattern. They brought in wild wheat color for this, and early espresso, which makes it really, really interesting. Kind of a really fall look to this paper. And on the back, you've got this shaded spruce pattern here. And then you've got, this is absolutely stunning. These are kind of like shades of blues and purples in this pattern here. And on the back, you've got this Blackberry Bliss pattern. Okay, so these papers go very nicely together. Whenever you see some kind of a design where where you see they've used both sides of the designer series paper, these patterns work really well. Sometimes the other side of the pattern paper kind of clashes and doesn't look good when you see both sides, but these papers, they all seem to mix and match. Okay. So that's that. And then lastly, you've got this. This is absolutely stunning, the colors in this one. And then you've got the wild wheat on the back. Now, when I talk about mix and match, so for example, on the back of this sheet, you've got the wild wheat. So you could easily pair this with this sheet. Okay. So you could use two colors here. And then on this sheet, let's see, on this sheet here, so you could take this sheet here with this pattern, and it's got lots of greens in it, and so you could pair it with the reverse of this, for example. Okay, so you can mix and match all of the papers to create some interesting color combinations. So that's that pack of paper. And for today's card, I've got a simple white card base, and this is a piece that I'm going to use on this card. Now, the other paper pack is this one here. And this can be used on its own without the suite, or you can mix and match it with some other patterns. They're just some simple geometric designs, and they're single-sided because they've got gold foil on it. Typically, when we have any papers with gold foil on it, it's a single-sided sheet of paper. So you've got two sheets of the gold plaid, which is very pretty. You've got this one, which is gorgeous as well. And the papers are Basic Beige, Cherry Cobbler. So this is the Cherry Cobbler one. Looks more Cajun Craze to me, but, and then you've got this pretty peacock color. This is absolutely stunning, this one with the leaves on it. Okay, so you've got these added papers in this pack to use. This would be great for masculine cards if you're looking for cardstock for that. Okay, so we're not using this paper for today's card because today's design is very, very simple. Minimal layers in this card design. Let me just set all these aside. All right, let me pull back the design again and say good morning. Christine is here. Hello, Carol Lynn. Good morning. And my other Carol is here. I've got a total of 4 Carols that watch my videos. It's just fantastic. Okay, so here we go. This is the template. So this piece here is your basic card base. So I've chosen to use the white because I think this paper really pops on the white card base. Okay, this piece is this layer number 1, 5 by 3 3/4. So that's this piece on here. We're going to be finished in like 15 minutes because this is a simple, simple layout. Now you can always dress up layouts. You could add another layer. It's all to your heart's content. But the purpose of the templates is to give you some simple, basic layers to start creating, especially if you're new to paper crafting. This gives you that ability. Now, this represents a label with your greeting on it. It doesn't have to be a greeting. It could be another piece of pattern paper on there. You could use a punch, as I said earlier, or you could use a die. So in this set, it did come with that beautiful die. So we're going to use this die here. But I'm thinking I'm going to keep it simple and just use the white piece to make it pop. And then you can decide whether... Oh yeah, it's the same on each side with the point at the top right-hand corner there, okay? This would also, now, not the way I've cut the paper. Well, I guess maybe this can go landscape, this pattern paper. It's kind of bi-directional, so you could, if you prefer, this is kind of a large label, so I might even orient this. Instead of doing this way, I might orient it this way because the label gets more flowers behind it. So that's another thing that you can do. And then this piece you can save for something else. But I could cut this out of a separate piece of cardstock. Let's say I could pick one of the colors out of here. Like shaded spruce is this bright, bright green, or old olive, or one of the blues, pretty peacock, whatever you want. And I could frame that in there. So if you think that would be a good idea, let me know in the comments and I'll go grab some other cardstock. But in the meantime, let's stamp something in here, and we have to stamp our flowers. So I've got an extra spare piece of cardstock here, and I'm just going to grab my silicone mat. I still love to use my silicone mat for stamping. And I've got, these are the stamps I'm using. So I've got this cluster of flowers on this one, and then I've got a single flower here, and I can die cut both of these stamps out. Okay, so I thought I would do these in the Berry Burst. And then this is a little leaf cluster, and I'm going to do this out of shaded spruce because that is the color in here. Now I could bring in another color for the other flower. Let me just double check the colors in this cardstock here. I could bring in a pinky color. There's lots of colors in this paper. So the Berry Burst is one I'm going to use. I could bring in, Blackberry Bliss. Let me go grab my Blackberry Bliss ink pad. Let's do 3 different colors. And while I'm up, I'm going to grab maybe Pretty Peacock cardstock, and maybe we'll make that border just so you can see what that looks like. Okay. So the first thing I'll do is let's just cut that other border piece out. So this is 1 die, and that's not big enough, okay? So I've got another piece of cardstock here. So it's 1 die, but you end up with 2 pieces. And I'm going to put this like this. And die cut this. I hope you guys had a nice weekend. We spent the weekend starting to declutter the house. So my husband went through his closet, and then he went into the garage. I got rid of a whole bunch of old mugs and just knicky-knack stuff that I don't use anymore. And I went through some of my kitchen cabinets and got rid of some stuff I don't use, especially in my, I have a kitchen drawer with all kinds of gadgets, and I don't use a lot of them anymore. So I got rid of a whole bunch of those. Then I went through a drawer that I have lots of sort of like serving dishes, and I said, well, I haven't used that in 3 years, and might as well get rid of it. So it was a lot of fun, and it felt really good doing that. So we're going to kind of do that almost on a monthly basis. Start decluttering the house. Okay, I'm just looking for my little pokey tool here. I'm going to take this border out. Okay, so see, you end up with the border, and you end up with another piece inside. Okay, that's how that works. All right, let's start stamping some stuff here. So let's do 2 greeneries. I'm not sure what kind of a cluster of flowers I'll end up making, but let's do 2 of them. So I don't know if you can see this, but look how fantastic the distinctive stamps are. Can you see that? Is that going to focus? It's not going to focus very well. Focusing doesn't work very well when you use a cell phone. But you can see that I don't have to color anything in here. It's given you some light and dark shading in there. That's what I love about distinctive stamps. Okay, and I might use that flourish on the inside of the card too. Okay, let's use Berry Burst. And we'll do this trio of flowers. And make sure you hold your stamp to your paper for a while, just to let the color saturate into the paper. Okay, and then let's do the single flower. In Blackberry Bliss. Now, this didn't stamp very well. It's kind of too much color in there. I'm going to do it again. I think I re-inked this not too long ago, so I might want to not put as much ink. I'm just going to tap more lightly and see if that makes a difference. Yes, that's way better. Can you see the difference there? So if you end up with too much ink on your stamp, you're going to lose the distinctiveness of the image. So you can ink it up and then stamp it off, or just stamp it a little bit more lightly. Okay. So let's get these cut out next. And let's pull out. Let me grab, I'm going to cut them all out at once if I can. So let me just grab. Oh, this one, we're doing this one. Let me come into camera view here. I'm going to do this one. Okay, and then we're going to do this one. Okay, and then we'll do this little one here. All right, so let's run these through my machine. Anybody do anything special on the weekend other than working, maybe? Let's do this. Let's do this. Okay, and then we're going to do one more of this one. Now, sorry for the shaking. I did a little reorganization in my craft room and I put my machine on my desk now. It's just easier to get at, but it will cause a little bit of camera shake. I'm sorry. Okay, so now I can turn this paper over and still use it. Our basic white is fantastic that way. The ink does not saturate the paper, which is fantastic. So don't throw out your scraps. All right, let's start assembling. So this is my regular card base, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. I've decided I'm going to rotate it to a landscape position. Okay, so I'm just going to glue on this paper. So where is my tape runner? Here it is. This blue is gorgeous, isn't it? I love that color. I love the paper that's bi-directional because then you don't have to worry about. I think it looks better that way. 3 1/2 by 5 is a typical layer. Sorry, 3. Yeah, 3. No, what am I saying? This is 3 3/4 by 5 is what I'm trying to say. 3 3/4 by 5 is another typical layer instead of 4 by 5 1/4. It gives you kind of a wider border. Okay, so now we've got some. Oh, no, I need a greeting. What greeting am I going to use in here? Wishing I were there to give you a hug. I don't necessarily need that right now. Let's just do, and I'm pretty sure these stamps are designed to fit on this block. Let's do this sending. You know, I should have stamped. Look at this leaf flourish. I love leaf flourishes. Look at this one. Let's do some of this maybe in another green. Well, maybe we won't need it. I don't know. But look, you've got this flourish and you've got this flourish. Beautiful stamp set. Okay, let's do this greeting. Oh, you know what? I'm going to stamp that on top of this greeting. When you have a lot of white space, that's too short. I need a longer one. Oh, I forgot to take that other backing off. Sending love your way. Okay, so yeah. Okay, I'm going to do this in Memento Black. What's Christine up to there? Roasting more tomatoes for the freezer and just pick the last of the basil for the year. You know what? I should go and do that is cut my basil. I've got a lot of basil. I'll dry it instead of making pesto. Okay, see if I can get this nice and straight. I'm thinking, where do I want to make it so that I can put in some of that greenery. Let's put it at the bottom. Okay. Oh dear, my black needs re-inking. I seem to be saying that a lot lately. I'm going to leave that out and re-ink that with my Memento refill. Okay, and then let's take this and get another block. And just to save me going for another ink pad, let's just use the same green shaded spruce. And this time I think I'll stamp off. So let me grab a scrap piece of paper. stamp off, and then stamp off. Whoops, oh dear. Hang on, you guys. Accident. Oh dear. I haven't finished bringing over all my stuff that was in my other cabinets, so my baby wipes are not here yet. I'll just take that off with some paper. Okay. Okay, let's go back and do that again. Stamp it off, and stamp it. Okay, so look how you can dress up a greeting just by doing some additional stamping. You guys are such gardeners. So I don't think we need to use this on the card, but I thought I would take this. Yes, it'll help stand that out. Somebody suggested that. Oh boy, I've got ink on my... I'm being messy today, you guys. Okay, we're going to put this on. Now, the issue is, though, I would like to put this on dimensionals. No, I won't, because I'm going to do my flowers. Now, I got to think about my cluster of flowers here. Where am I going to put these? Now that I've decorated this, I might not even need them. What was I thinking of doing? I'm working on the fly here. We could lift that up and do something like this. Doesn't have to be centered. And then we've got some greenery. Let's just do a little bit of a layout and see how it looks. So we could go on this side. Yes. How does that look? I kind of like it. Let's just do something else here. I could put this a little bit further up like this. And then build this over towards the bottom right-hand corner. Like that. And like that. And like that. And like that. Yes, I like that. What do you think, you guys? I think that works. So this will lay, I'm going to glue flat, and then these I'll build up. Okay. Now remember that trick about taking a picture with your camera so that you remember where you've put everything? I don't have my extra camera here. Okay, so this is going to lay flat. So let's glue this on first. I'll put this up here like that. Okay, and then we're going to glue this on. Now I'm going to pull out my fine tip glue. Actually, I'm going to show you something that I purchased. I'm not a big fan of the adhesive sheets. So I purchased, it's called a sticky folio. I don't think I've shown this to you before. It's called a sticky folio, and it is a We Are Memory Keepers thing. So if you don't work well with liquid glue particularly, this is a big savior. So you can get extra sheets. This is the protective sheet, and this is your sticky sheet. So it's basically a sheet of paper that has tape runner all over it, okay? And so you can just lay something down on here. Oh, make sure I got the right side. No, I didn't. Okay, I'm going to lay this on here. You close the cover sheet and then you rub. It does come with a little spatula that you can rub things, but I find just using my fingers works really well. And then this just puts adhesive all over the back. And I put the sticky note in here just because it's easier to lift this sheet. And now I can just pick this off. And it's got adhesive on the back of it. So see, I've got a couple of things that I stuck down here that I never used on a project, but they're just sitting there. And you can buy, I think I said that, you can buy replacement sheets for it. So I love it. Okay, so I'm just going to now put this on top of that. Look at that. I love that. Okay, now I'm going to put these on dimensionals. So let me grab my dimensionals. Okay. Then we'll stick these down, and then I'm going to tuck the leaves underneath. So I'm going to do this one here. I'm going to tuck this one here. And then I'm going to use my glue. And put a little glue under here. Oh boy, I've got a problem. I've got my dimensional under there. So I got to change my placement now. Let's see. Yeah, that will work there. I might only use the one. So I can't get this. Oh, I could put this one up here. Sure, let's do that. Or I could have put one on the inside of the card. Well, I'm committed now. We'll do that. Okay. Now what I could have done is put, you know how I love to put a small and try and get the dimension, the backing on the top off of that and stick it underneath it. Oh, come on. Why won't that peel off? Okay, we'll trash that piece. Maybe I'll take the backing off before I cut it. There we go. There we go. I'm just going to put that under there, just to lift that off the page a little bit. All right, there's the card. And I'm going to add some embellishments, of course. Let's now I often will just cut this sticky bit off so it doesn't stick to my package. So it makes it easier to pull the embellishments in and out. I think I'm going to use the pink ones. No, maybe I'll use the darker ones. So let's grab. My sleeve keeps sticking to my stamps over here. We'll just do 2. I know I've always said to put things in 3s all the time, you know, like flower arranging, but I don't know, lately 2 is working. Sure, I can break the rules. Why not? All right, ladies, there's your card. I could add a bit of Wink of Stella on there just to brighten up those flowers a little bit. Now, one thing you'll see when you put Wink of Stella on the darker colors, like this Blackberry Bliss, you see how the color, as I drag the color out, it's moving the color because it's such a rich pigment of color. The Wink of Stella will help to spread it around, which is kind of cool. Okay. So there's a little bit of wink, and then make sure you clean your brush because it does leave a bit of color on there. All right, there's your card. So I think that turned out really nicely. So we started with a simple layout and we turned it on its side, and that's what we ended up with. So it's so fun to sort of, as you're putting your elements together, you can change things up, but at least we started with something, right? Okay, thank you so much. Let me just bring me back. There we go. Thank you so much for joining me today. Have a great week. I hope to see you on Thursday night. We're going to continue with this beautiful suite of products, and have a great week. Bye, ladies.